Hey guys, welcome to another video. Today I'm excited to kind of show you this product. It's called the Behringer X Touch. Essentially what it is, it's a universal control service which allows you to control your DAW or to control the X32 live mixer, which whether you have the rack, the X32 rack, or you have the actual X32 outboard. You can connect this and you can connect multiple of these to control with your DAW. One thing I really like about this is that it's motorized. So you can see right now I'm controlling this and you can see that FL Studio, it is adjusting the mixer levels as I control this, right? And you can see it kind of moves around like this. This thing is kind of amazing, okay? I can reset the faders in here and it kind of affects it here, as you guys can see here, okay? That's one cool thing about this. So essentially all you had to do to connect it into your DAW, it works with most DAWs. I think it actually works with every single DAW out there, depending on if your DAW accepts, which most DAWs accepts, like Huey or Mackie controls. So this one, FL Studio controls, I think it is Mackie. It has a Mackie control system, so you can kind of control it and connect it into your DAW. But essentially, all you need is it comes with if you purchase it. This video is not sponsored by Behringer at all. I'm just doing a review type of video and just kind of showing you guys how cool it kind of is to actually use a DAW control surface. So you connect it into your computer using a USB cable, like a USB MIDI cable. There's also other connections at the back which you can connect to as well. It requires power, of course, and then after it's connected, it's simple. It's just mainly plug and play. I've used it for a bit using FL Studio. I think it works best, well, this specific one works best with Logic Pro, because I think everything kind of here and kind of, it's like almost a partnered with Logic Pro, and it just works well. It's kind of seamless with Logic Pro. You can also use it with Pro Tools and all these other DAWs as well, and you can also get like overlays. So if I click here, you can also get overlays which kind of replace these buttons here. You can also do the same thing for FL Studio, but I feel like the integration with Logic Pro is much better. Okay, so once it's connected, to connect it into your DAW, you just go to options on your DAW. Press options, you go to MIDI settings, and then it should automatically come up. So you don't really need to download any drivers. I didn't need to do any of that such thing there. So it should come up as your output here or input here, and then once you select output, you want to press send master sync, and then here you want to enable it as a as an input. And then I selected controller type where it says Mackie control, so Mackie control universal. It should be around here, okay? And then you select, of course, a MIDI port that's not in use, and you kind of match it up from here to there. Once that's all done, it should automatically just sync up. As you guys can see here, it syncs up here. And you're probably wondering, there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then there's a 9th one for the main. The main one is you can see up here, it's adjusting the master volume here. That's what that main does there. So if I bring it down, it should adjust. It should really adjust there. But if I bring these other ones here, you can see it kind of adjusts there. I can also do this. So you're probably thinking, there's only 8 channels here. How do I go if I'm using more than 8 channels? There's this button here, fader bank. So you can actually go, if you see on top, it shows the inserts that you're on. Insert 1, insert 2. So insert 1, 2, 3, 4. You get the gist. 5, 6. And then after I can go to the next fader bank, it goes up, and then I just adjust it like that. And that's one thing that's very cool about this, because it's motorized as well, and it works fantastically well. You can also do something like this. You can select each channel. So for example, I'm on I want to select insert 3. I make sure that I'm on the fader bank option here, and then press select, and then after I can automatically see which one is highlighted. I can mute it, so you can see it's muted. I can solo it. I can do all these type of things, and it's very cool and interesting. You can also affect like the EQ. If you look at the EQ, let me go to the YouTube view. I think I am on the YouTube view. Okay, cool. You can also affect the EQ here, and after you can kind of play with the parameters. You can see here it plays with the EQs, and you can just change it up here. With individual plugins, if you load up a plugin, say for example I loaded a plugin, like if I open up the Future Compressor, you can't really adjust the parameters in that unless you do some sort of custom lay. You do something custom. I'm not too sure how you can do that just yet, but I haven't really found that works there. And plus it's easier for me to actually just go into the plugin and mix it there. So I've used this over a while. I'm going to bring in some tracks and go in into it, a live in-depth mixing session where I actually show you guys how I actually utilize such a device when it comes to mixing. I think for something like this, it's fantastic when you're setting levels and just trying to get the overall sound to sound good right out the bat, you know, because when mixing, when I mix, like generally when I mix, yeah, I mix in the box, right? So I usually mix like this and just set the levels of that. Whilst using this piece of device, I found that it makes my mixing a bit slower, because why does it make me slower a bit? Because I like using it, and I like the novelty of just trying to use it and whatnot. I feel like I'm still, of course, I'm going to be faster mixing in the DAW itself because I don't have to think too much. But I've realized that whenever I do mix on this board, it takes me a long time. Just maybe it should be a bit higher up. Oh, I'm making such decisions where it kind of slows me down. So, but I think this type of piece of equipment is very useful, especially when you're trying to start to learn how to mix and master. Because my background when it comes to mixing and mastering, or not even mixing and mastering itself, but I've got substantial knowledge in live audio mixing. So mixing with a PA system and whatnot. So I even use this. I've got the Behringer X32 rack, which I've paired this up before, and it works fantastically well. Because without the Behringer without this, I just have to use the laptop, or I can connect to any device over a local area network, and it works fine. And then just plug and play essentially, right? So I usually when I do live sessions, I usually connect my laptop into the Behringer X32, and then I just use as if I'm doing it now. Like I just adjust the volumes like this and like that. Okay, there's an X32 app that you can use, and it kind of works well. This video is mainly just me reviewing it. So if you feel like it's kind of long-winded, then well, that's the whole purpose. I'm just kind of talking about this product, and hopefully you guys can actually. I'll do like an application bit where I actually just show you guys how I go about actually using this. But yeah. So if I kind of break down the things now, it has some knobs up here, so I can change it. So if I go to, let me go to track. Okay, I'm on track. Okay, if I go to insert one, right? Insert one here. I can change the pan left, pan right. So those parameters are already kind of set in stone there. You can also change them if you wanted to. I can reduce it, pan the other one right, pan the other one left, and also I can also press this flip button here. So if I press this flip button, I can flip it so it's like this now is controlling the left pan and left right type of thing, and that's kind of cool. And this up here is controlling the volume instead, and you can also flip it again type of thing, and that's the kind of cool thing that you can do there. You can also arm any track for recording. For example, if I wanted to record insert 4 for recording, hold on, I press the top one, and then it should for recording, and then it should be ready to go. I just press spacebar, and then it should really just record. So instead of pressing on your mouse going up here to record, what I can essentially do, if I test this out, if I bring in let's just put it into insert 2. I don't think there's anything connected into that channel right now, but essentially, let me reset this because it's looking a bit messy. Okay, so if I go to insert 4 is the channel I want to record on now. Okay, so instead of me going to pressing here and then pressing audio into playlists and whatnot, all I really need to do is press this button here, record, and then press play, and then it should automatically record. As you guys can see, it's recording. Okay, that's fantastic, and I'm going to stop it right now. And after, yeah, see, I stopped it. So essentially, no, I've recorded in song, so not pattern. So if I want to record in song, press record, press play. It should play. It's recording. It's not recording anything because nothing inserted into that there. I can stop it, and then you can see it's kind of it placed the recording file there. So that's kind of cool. And you can also, if you're on a playlist itself, one thing I like about this is that the transport buttons, you can actually, once I actually bring something up, you see that I'll be able to zoom in and zoom out just by using this button here and just going in. Like right now, I press this, zoom out, zoom in. Of course, there's no files there to actually show you, but you can just hold the thumb button and then just go like that. And of course, when there's more files, you can actually kind of go left and right. But I'll show you that shortly now. I think, yeah, let's kind of transition into that bit there. Okay, so I'm going to bring in some files now, and I'll show you guys just a quick application of using this type of thing, and it's kind of cool. Alright, so now I'm loading up a multi-track that I recently mixed. You guys can also download this multi-track for free, link in the description if you guys want to mix this. And yeah, if you just want to mix it in general, I give away a lot of multi-tracks that you guys can download for free as well. So check it out, link in the description. But as this is loading up, you see that this mixer now is going to automatically adjust to when I open up the project itself. And I think it's a cool feature. It just motorizes. I really like how that does its thing there. So I've already got some plugins loaded up and whatnot. The track is kind of already mixed, I think. Yeah, I think it's already been. We'll just see. Actually, we'll just wait for it to load up. But this product, I think it's decent and it does its job. But I think if you were to get it, I feel like you need to decide whether you want to actually have it like a permanent setup, or if you just want it to be like a thing that you kind of use on the side, whatnot. But yeah, this thing has opened up now. I think all the parameters, let me check the parameters. Okay, I've reset all the parameters. I think I did it. I was testing it out last time. So let me just open up this. I've reset all the parameters. You can see here on the mixer itself that, okay, there's about, in total, there's about how many tracks? 32 used tracks, give or take, right? So what we could do now, see, everything is kind of named. If we go to the face only, just this this view, we can see that these, you may not be able to see it because of the lighting, but you can see that these are named according to what is on my DAW right here. Okay, so if I play this track now, let me bring my headphones on and then get ready to just go about leveling. So my headphones are now in. I'm gonna change this actually quickly to audio settings. I'm gonna change this to FL Studio ASIO, so that way you can actually hear the audio as well. Okay, and let's play. And I don't know if you can notice also, if I press this, you can see the leveling, or you can see the signal coming in. And that's a neat feature. It's very neat. I like how it does that, but of course it's not an accurate view of where the levels are at. It doesn't really show that. There's more expensive DAW controllers out there, like the SSL UF8, which is almost 3 times the price of this thing here, and it's smaller, of course, and it kind of packs a punch, and it kind of has some real-time leveling, and not leveling, but signal. It shows the signals like that. So without further ado, I'm going to show you quickly, just play this track, and I'm just going to be kind of going through, trying to, what's that word? I'm going to try and just balance each of these things, okay? So if I go to the playlist first, I want to show you that feature I was talking about, where I can use this thing and just kind of go in between. I don't have to use my keyboard, okay? My keyboard is right here. I don't really have to use this like that to play stop and play. I just may need to use it for like I may just need to use my mouse when it comes to just going to locations and the mix and whatnot. But generally speaking, I can just play. Why do we forget what we said? Stop and go around like this, and I can zoom out as well by pressing this button. And I feel like that's a neat feature just to have. I think it kind of does it on the beats, so you can kind of see up here. It shows the minutes and beats. You can kind of change it as well, so you can change it to beat bars, beats, whatever it is, or 17 seconds in, or whatever it is, beats. You can even change it, and it changes it onto the DAW as well, which is a fantastic feature. It kind of shows it there. So I like how everything's kind of integrated. Okay, so let me bring up the mixer now. I think to bring up the mixer, there's some button I can press here, so that kind of brings it in and whatnot. All these other things do certain things. This can enable the metronome or turn it off and whatnot. So if I enable it, if I press play. Why do we forget what we say? We're giving weak. Okay, so I can also go to the beats, just the beat bus. By pressing here, look for the beat bus here, and just solo that, and then that should just be the beat. I think everything else is muted, that's why. So if we go to the mixer, just this is soloed. Okay, let me see if everything's rooted. So what I could do now is just unmute the other ones. So I'm going to unmute the other ones, go to the next bank. Like that. And that should be it. So that's a cool feature there. I can unsolo that as well if I wanted to. So I'll unsolo that by pressing the solo button again, like that. So what I'm going to do is enable all the effects quickly. I don't think there's a quicker way to do that on the DAW controller. If there was one, that I think there are other DAW controllers that are integrated with even the specific DAW that you use, but the one I'm using here, I think it works best with Logic Pro and probably even Pro Tools, because you can see it has like transport buttons and whatnot. I feel like Logic Pro and all these other things utilize a lot of more of these functions here. Of course, you can always switch it out and whatnot. Okay, so everything is kind of set at its what's that word? Everything is set at a normal level. I mean at 0. So I think the leveling kind of just needs to be done. So if I turn up this reverse kick here, if I just select it, I can just identify which one it is. Okay, so I'm just going to bring back up to 0, just like that. And then after I can select, if I just want to select the beats, I can also press the EQ, adjust the EQ setting on the beat itself, do something like, where is it? Like this and whatnot. But I'm going to reset that, reset it here, go back to track. Okay, so I can go to pan and surround and change the panning settings, EQ, the sends, the plugin. I can identify it. In Logic Pro, it works perfectly fine when plugin, because I can even adjust the compressor settings and the EQ settings and all the other stock plugin settings with just this plugin thing there, and it works fantastically fine. I'm gonna go back to track and just go about playing this track and just setting the levels. I'm not really gonna do much mixing, but just setting the levels. And I feel like this thing is almost perfect for just setting the levels. Not so much when it comes to actually applying plugins, because I find that most of the time, well, when I mix, it's like most of the time when I actually do the mixing process, it's me applying plugins. And I think this thing is mainly just useful for just setting the levels. And I feel like setting the levels is one of those things where it's easy to do in the box, you know. It just has, it's just, you know, I think they have like a smaller one called the Behringer X Touch 1, I believe it's called, where it's just a single fader where you can ride automation. I think that one there is a nice one to have. Instead of having all of these, I think the smaller one it's a bit cheaper as well, but I feel like having this bigger one, it just makes you feel like in the box, and so that's kind of a cool feature there. Yeah, you can kind of see it has all these features. Anyway, let's get started with mixing this track now. So I'm going to play the track, and I'm just going to kind of not stay quiet per se, but I'm just going to go about mixing this track, all right? Or just setting the levels, or whatever you want to call it. Okay, let's go. Let's play the track. Okay, let's play the track from the beginning. You can also press these buttons to go back and forth, but let's play the track. What I'm going to do, I'm going to kind of play the whole track together first, and then I'm going to go about mixing just the beat side of things, and then I'll mix just the vocals, okay? Let's go about doing it. So I'm going to play it. One thing I noticed that staccato thing is too high, so if we can try and locate that, we can just go here. You guys can see that as we just go here, we can kind of identify, okay, which one is that, and then we can just play it. It's this one here, so we're gonna just reduce that. Let's go to the actual. What we're gonna do, we're just gonna mix without the mixer being shown there, so that we can actually use this as the mixer. All right. You know what? I'm gonna mute the beat for now. I mean the vocals for now, because it's kind of disturbing me. Let's play. Alright, okay, so I think that's so fine for the beat for now. You guys can see here on this screen that a lot of the it's just setting the volume levels down, and it didn't take a long time because this track is kind of simple in the sense that most of the work is on the vocal side, especially the mixing mainly on the vocal side. I want to put on the master bus thing here, so it's gonna get a bit loud. I want to reduce my volume. Not too bad. Okay, so cool. Let's go to the vocal side and just kind of work on the leveling. We're gonna mute the beat as well. Let's mute the beat now and just go to the vocal side and unmute everything from there, just like this. I think what thing would have been kind of cool with this device is that if it had, no, it's not an outboard gear. I think that's what we need to recognize at the end of the day. It's not an outboard gear, so it doesn't actually process any audio signal. It just kind of controls the DAW. So, but it would have been nice to have some. It would be nice. I think there is stuff out there. I'm probably just not aware of it. But it'll be. It's like, I think it's a nice feature to have something where it can actually integrate actual, actual plugins. I think there definitely is with the SSL side of things. I'll try and definitely get into reviewing a lot of those products there. But anyway, without further ado, let's continue mixing this track or getting the levels set. Let's start with the vocals, okay?
I don't know if I should decline or answer. It was you all this time you calling me. It was you all this time you calling me. I was so busy, I was falling. Yeah, calling me. You was calling me on my phone. I didn't even know. I was so busy, I was falling. I didn't know who was calling. It was you all this time you calling me. It was you all this time you.
I don't know if you noticed that I panned the harmony left and harmony right to the left and to the right. But I don't want it to do it too much. I'm just going to kind of pan it not too much like that. Let's kind of have them kind of equal. That's it. And let's play that and kind of reduce the volume as well. Wait for it to come in.
It was you all this time you calling me. It was you all this time you calling me. I was so busy, I was falling. Yeah, calling me. You was calling me on my phone. I didn't even know. I was so busy, I was falling. I didn't know who was calling. It was you all this time you calling me. It was you all this time you calling me. Yeah, I was so busy, I was falling. Yeah.
So essentially what I'm trying to do is trying to mix it together with the lead vocal. So the ones I'm kind of controlling mainly are the background vocals. And you can kind of see the ones here that I've reduced here kind of correlates with what's going on there. So I'm just kind of reducing them. And this is what I mean that this type of device is, I think, is kind of useful to have. But at the same time, it can be counterintuitive in the sense that I could have done all of this on there and it would have been okay. But it's definitely a nice thing to have, especially when trying to ride automation. I think it's fantastic to actually have something out there to ride automation. It's fantastic. But let's continue doing this, yeah?
Yeah, calling me. You was calling me on my phone. I didn't even know. I was so busy, I was falling. I didn't know who was calling.
Play that again.
It was you all this time you calling me. Yeah, it was you all this time you calling me. Yeah, I was so busy, I was falling. Yeah, calling me. You was calling me on my phone. I didn't even know. I was so busy, I was falling. I didn't know who was calling. It was you all this time you calling me. Yeah, it was you all this time you calling.
I'm gonna play with the beat now because it will make sense if that's done. So let's unsolo everything.
I don't know if I should decline or answer. It was you all this time you calling me. Yeah, it was you all this time you calling me. Yeah, I was so busy, I was falling. Yeah, calling me. You was calling me on my phone.
Press the wrong one. Let me reset this. Okay, so what I'm trying to do is the verse dubs. Here we go.
I don't know, trying to get given.
Put 7 on the beat.
Why do we forget what we say? We giving, we take. I'm trying to make music, I'm trying to stay awake. If I say I'm staying home, you say that I'm fake. I'm trying to get closer to God in this day. I'm really trying to do whatever it takes. Like the text in this verse, I made some mistakes. My life is even go, I ain't never put in place. I hear my phone ring, it's calling. I hope it ain't somebody calling. Ringtone getting louder, I don't recognize the number. I don't know if I should decline or answer. Ringtone getting louder, I don't recognize the number. I don't know if I should decline or answer. I don't know if I should decline or answer. It was you all this time you calling me. It was you all this time you calling.
Yeah, that sound effect is too loud here. Let's set that. Let's find that. Here it is. Let's hit that again.
Put 7 on the beat.
Why do we forget what we say? We're giving, we give my phone ring. It was you all this time you calling me. It was you all this time you calling.
That's better. And I think you kind of see what I mean by I'm just setting the volume, and I think this at best it's what it does, you know. It's what it does, and it's what it's kind of made for. And I guess you can use it for other things. Maybe I need to kind of experiment a bit more and whatnot. But I think it's a nice piece of kit, you know. So I think it does its cool thing. Without further ado, let's continue doing this, and I think I'm almost kind of done here. But of course, the majority of mixing is mainly just plugins, right?
It was you all this time you calling me. Yeah. It was you all this time you calling me. Yeah. I was so busy, I was falling in.
I think now I just need to do the intro bit, the introduction. This bit here. Let's play that. I think I can also do. I think in Logic Pro you can kind of select. Like I think I can do it here as well, but I forgot which function it was. Just highlight a specific thing. Just loop it.
Cole's making beats again.
Hard pan that.
Good 7 on the beat. Mom, Cole's making beats again. Mom, Cole's making beats again.
The producer tag. What was that?
Mom, Cole's making beats again. Mom, Cole's making beats again. Mom, Cole's making beats again.
Yeah, so that's essentially this, how you could possibly mix something like this quickly.
Giving when you take. I'm trying to make music, I'm trying to stay awake. If I say I'm staying home, you say that I'm fake. I'm trying to get closer to God in this day. I'm really trying to do whatever it takes. Like the text in this verse, I made some mistakes. My life is in go, I ain't never put in break. I hear my phone ring, ring, it's calling. I hope it ain't somebody calling. Ringtone getting louder, I don't recognize the number. I don't know if I should decline or answer. Ringtone getting louder, I don't recognize the number. I don't know if I should decline or answer. I don't know if I should decline or answer. It was you all this time you calling me. Yeah. It was you all this time you calling me. Yeah. I was so busy, I was falling in. Yeah. Calling me. You was calling me on my phone. I didn't even know. I was so busy, I was falling. I didn't know who was calling. It was you all this time you calling me. Yeah. It was you all this time you calling me. Yeah. I was so busy, I was falling in. Yeah. Calling me. You was calling me on my phone. I didn't even know. I was so busy, I was falling. I didn't know who was calling. I recognize the number now. I used to have it on speed dial. The number's from the one that wears the crown. He lives far above the clouds. Well, it's with us right now, yeah, right now. I got your spirit right now, I got your spirit right now. Lord, please send your angels in your rain right now. It was you all along, my Lord, your patience. It was you all along, calling my phone. It was you all along, oh. It was you all along, calling my phone.
Mom, Cole's making beats again.
Calling my Lord, your patience. It was you on the clouds. Well, it's with us right now, yeah, right now. I got your spirit right now,
Oops.
I got your spirit right now. Lord, please send your
Accidentally opened up something by pressing the button. I didn't know what would happen. I know that's fine. I can just delete that there. But yeah, essentially, what I've done is just gone through the whole track and just set the levels. And I think at best, this is what it's kind of very good for.
clouds. With us right now, yeah, right now. I got your spirit. It was you all this time you calling me. Yeah. It was you all this time you calling me. Yeah. I was so busy, I was falling. Yeah, calling me.
Alright, so this has been kind of fun to use, and of course you can use it for much more things. I probably barely scratched the surface of what this thing is capable of. But I think that this thing is more powerful when it comes to live mixing in live situations. For example, using it with the Behringer X32 or the X32 rack, where you actually connect it and use it in a live setting, because it actually gives you a hands-on feel. Because if you get this and you get the X32 rack, it's cheaper than actually buying the actual X32 itself, when it comes to actually digital mixing and whatnot. But when it comes to DAWs and whatnot, I feel like this thing is a beast, and I think it's nice. It's nice, but at the same time, at the same merit, I feel like you've kind of seen what I've done with mixing, because I still need to kind of go into each and every single track and like, okay, you guys can see that. Okay, I was just confused that it was just on this. So you guys can see that I still need to go into every single track, right, and go about actually adjusting the parameters and whatnot, and it can get a bit long in the sense that going back and forth with this thing here, and then going to the actual DAW itself, and then actually adjusting it. It's not, yeah. At the end of the day, it's a tool and it works fantastically fine. But at the end of the day, it's your decision if you want to actually purchase this thing. I like it, but I don't really see myself using it on an ongoing basis like that. I just don't see myself bringing this thing out to the table or to my desk, because my desk, I can't have this as a permanent setup on my desk. It has to be removed and bring it back and forth. I just like, because someone like me, when it comes to mixing, I want the fastest, easiest, effective route, and it's nice. It's nice. I'll probably even just get the smaller one, with not so many functions like this, and just do it like that. But when it comes to mixing, I feel like even mixing in the DAW in the box is nice. If there could be, I'll look into more of the other controllers like that. Specifically like the PreSonus ones. I'll even go into Pro Tools and see how what way is best for me and my setup and whatnot. But I guess at the end of the day, this is mainly just to eliminate the usage of the mouse. I think this device is even kind of old. It's a couple years old anyway, and it's mainly for, I think it works best with live devices. But yeah, at the end of the day, I don't see myself using it constantly like that. So yeah, again, I'm gonna say this video is not sponsored by Behringer. I'm not getting paid in any form or fashion. This is just me kind of reviewing the product, because yeah, I have a music channel and I kind of want to share what I've been doing with this product. Anyway, without further ado, I'm going to end the video here. It's been a nice thing to use. Also, you can actually, even when you make changes, for example, if you listen to the track again, so if I was listening to the track here, let's play it here quickly.
Why do we forget what
I want to adjust a certain band here. I can also, not band, a certain volume here. I can adjust it here, and it kind of does wonders like that. So I like how it does that. And even when you're automating as well, when you automate, it will show that this thing will also move along. So I mean, the motorized feel, it's nice, it looks cool, it does its job and everything, but after that, it ends there for me. I think you can definitely utilize it a bit more. I don't know why I can't repeat myself, but yeah, this is a nice piece of gear. If you guys want to see any other product reviews, anything else you wanted me to test out or to have a look at or to try out, to make a video about, just let me know. Leave a like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. So peace out, guys.